Hey guys, welcome back to Beer Reviews with the BeerSarge. Not doing beer review today. Well, probably will do, but not at this stage. What we're doing today is I'm going to show you how to cook, well, how I cook beef short ribs. So, I've kicked the old chimney into action. She's a bit battered and beaten, and it's got a few melt marks on it because, yeah, things get fucking pretty hot around here. So, fill her up with charcoal, chuck bloody some firelighters in there, get her fucking going, keep it going until the charcoal sitting on the top has got some white on it, and it's looking a bit like that. Yeah, so it's looking good. Now, we're doing them today on this sucker here, so this is me ugly drum smoker. They're fucking awesome. So it's made out of a 44-gallon drum. I think I've spoken to you about it before, but I'll give you a show inside. There you go. That's the bloody, what they call the engine. You can't see fuck all because it's as dark as fuck. There you go. So that's the engine. It's pretty much just a fucking hanging basket. Fill it up with charcoal and got a couple of lumps of cherry in there, and then those chips on the top are actually Jack Daniels barrels, all chipped up just for barbecuing. So yeah, you've got to watch out for the old four-legged fucking garbage disposal units as they walk around. Yeah, so that's what we're doing today. Going to hang them. They're in there for, I don't know, 3-ish to 4-ish hours roughly, until you get the temp between sort of 195, mid 200s, the Fahrenheit that is, because barbecuing you do it in Fahrenheit. I don't know why, but that's how it is. Anyway, so what we're going to do here is we're going to grab a cold one, and then we're going to stick the chimney into the engine, put the bloody lid on, get her up to speed, well, heat, same thing. Get it up to, want to get it around the 250, 275 mark, and then put the meat in, hang it on a hook, and I'll show you how we prep the meat as well. But until then, we'll get this fire sorted. I'm going to chuck the hot coals into this fucking engine. So, just have to grab a pair of welding gauntlets. They're the bloody glove of choice for this job. These are well worn, as you can see. Fucking jazz hands. Alright, so we're going to transfer the coals into the engine. Not a good idea to do this with bare feet because of the shit that lands on the ground, but you pretty much get that's a nice coverage there. Alright, nice bit of heat coming out of that engine. Alright, so on top of the engine you've got to put this is like a grate. It goes on here. It balances pretty much on top of the stack. So on top of that screen, I throw this is an old pizza tray, and it's just got more of those bloody things on. This is a diffuser. I'll use a fucking glove for this because you can sort of set fire to your fucking arm. But yeah, just a diffuser to diffuse the flame. Now, you'd expect that to get some heat in it, so we chuck in our rods. So these rods just slide into the top here. These are our hanging rods, but they also are used for temperature regulation and the flow. And then we chuck in our lid. So this is just to get our smoker on the temp. So that's our setup there. We've got smoke coming out of those. So it's got very little like exhaust, and that is my fucking pretty fancy inlet. A few holes with it virtually shut like that. I can run this thing at about 250 to 275 for about 9 hours. Constant, which is bloody pretty good for a fucking drum. Yeah, anyway, let's move on. When it comes to temperature, I cheat a little bit. I use one of these little Inkbird temperature controllers. Well, it's not a controller, it's a temperature gauge. I just chuck it in through the, goes in through the hole there, gives me the temp of the drum, and then I stick one in a probe in the meat before I put it in there as well, and that'll give me the temp. So we're looking for this to come up to about 250, 275, and once it's there, which it won't take long to get there, it's pretty consistent, it stays there pretty good, and then we'll go from there. Alright, so this is what we're doing today, these green lead short ribs, got them from Container Door. Let's have a look at these anyway. Open them up. Yeah, a lot of people take the bloody silver skin off the back of the ribs here. I generally haven't done that with beef short ribs anyway. You just want to clean them up nice and clean. Not that it fucking matters, I mean, Christ, you're eating it, aren't you? It's not like it's going into a fucking restaurant. So that looks pretty fucking good to me. So that fat should render down nicely. Yeah, some good marbling in through there. These will be nice, and there are 5. This is a 5 rib stack. They are pretty bloody good. All right, so we'll look at putting a rub on these. So we're going to use this rub here. This is the black rub from the Four Saucemen. Now, pretty sure I haven't opened this yet, so I'll have to get this bloody. This is a trap for young players, is this one. So this is a charcoal rub. Oh, it smells good too. Alright, let's get the rub on here. Now, you can put a binder on here if you like. You can use bloody mustard or some shit like that, but we're just going to go for the rub today. You want to make sure you get a really good coating of it all over. I know it's bloody, seems like a lot of waste, but I just press it in. Never rub it in, like it says rub, but you never rub it. Don't know what's in this, so it's a lot of charcoal and salt and pepper and shit like that. To be fair, this is the first time I've used this black rub, but it looks bloody good. So I'll spin that sucker over. Do this side here. I mean, this side's not going to take as much as the other side is, because there's obviously not a lot of meat on this side, but you want to get it there for the flavour. It all adds to the flavour. This sort of scare the kids off anyway. If you're worried about feeding the bloody tribe, they'll see this black rub and go, "Ooh, I'm not eating that," and you're like, "Oh, that's all right, more for me." I'll get it on all sides. When you can stand a bloody rib up, it's fucking a good size. Just got that end to do, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to do the whole like that. Should be able to recover a bit of this, and then just stand the bastard in there. That saves a bit of rub. Alright, that's looking very, very good. Very good. Look at that. Nicely coated. That's what you want. Just like that. Of course, if you've got any offcuts, you can feed the helpers. Down. 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 Up. Good boy. There's a brush. That's it. That's it. Good boy. Alright, so getting back to this sucker here, you need a, if you're doing it in the barrel, you need a hook. So, fucking decent sized meat hook. And I generally go under the second bone. So that's the second rib there. So I want to be going in here. Through the meat. And out the other side. And that won't go fucking anywhere. So there you go, that's your hanging meat, like that. Brilliant stuff. Right, so the old drum is now pumping 248, so 250, pretty much what we want. That's how much I really was going to do it at. So we will now open her up, chuck the meat in, close her all up again, and keep her at that 250. Well, hopefully until it gets to 195 to 200. The meat, that is. All right. Let's have a crack at it. Right, took that bar out just to get it up to temp a bit faster. So I'm going to go back out again now. Right, now. Grab our meat. Chuck our meat into the pit. Hang it on the hook. Get your probe for your meat. Run it through the hole. And you're going to ram that into the just into the bone. Oh, not into the bone, into the meat at the top. Just so that we can get that temp that we're looking for, which is 195 to 200. Alright, so we'll look at having that in there for about, I suppose, fucking 3-4 hours. The meat's only at 54 degrees at the moment with the old temp gauge, and that's what she's looking like. Alright, so now it's time to clean up all the shit and have another beer. Alright, so we're sort of, we're not halfway through our cook, but just thought I'd give you a bit of a update on our temps and stuff. So the pit itself is sitting at 255. So it's sitting at 255 and the ribs are at 130. So we're still looking at pushing that rib temp to 190 to 200. But see, that's holding at 250, and that thing will hold at 250 for like I said, 9 hours. So you want to do a brisket, the fucking listen to that. You'd think we lived on a fucking highway. Anyway, that will hold at 250 for 9 hours. So if you're doing a brisket, you can do 9 hours, a 9 hour brisket. You couldn't do a big brisket on it. And ribs are no problem on it at all. And that's just a fucking 44 gallon drum. So, hey, who needs to buy one of these fancy ass fucking smokers if you can just make it out of a drum? Alright, we'll get back when the ribs are done. when we're pulling them out, and I'll show you what they're like. Right, so we're a few hours in now. It's about about 6:30, something like that. And like I said, that fucking drum is still running at 260, and our ribs are at 181. So 181. Won't be long, and we'll be pulling them out of the fucking drum, which I'm really looking forward to. Right, so it's 7:30, and I've just cracked open the bottom, like the inlet of the drum, to push it along. We're sitting at about 186 on the ribs and 257 on the drum. So just going to push the temperature of the drum up a little bit to push up the temp of the ribs and to get them going a little bit more. I think we're looking good, but just need a little bit more of an oomph in the fire. All right, cool. All right, so generally when you're opening up the pit, you'll have hangers on. Is that? You probably can't see that. Cats and dogs every fucking where when you're opening up the pit. So there's our temp, 291 for the pit and 201 for the ribs. Now I've opened up that vent at the bottom just to get the temp up a bit higher. So at 201, that's where you want to pull it. We're going to have a bit of a probe, and when we probe that rib, it should be like butter. It should be just to be able to slide that probe into the rib. That should be like butter. So stand by and we'll have a go. We've had a few beers. It's a long process. You've got to be hydrated. Alright, so we're going to lift the ribs out of this out of the drum now. Check to see whether they're done, and we'll go from there. Fuck, they look pretty fucking good. They look pretty good. I'm going to bring you in and show you them. They look like they're almost about to fall off the bone. So that's the ribs there. They look amazing. Like, they look fucking amazing. So that what you can see there is called pullback. So what you want is pullback on all those ribs. So let's grab them out and let's have a look. It looks pretty fucking good to me. Alright, so just be very careful of these fucking hooks and shit, because they're fucking hot as fuck. So this needs to probe like butter, and well, I don't have a probe. I'm going to slice this like this. I think it looks pretty good. I think that looks pretty fucking good. Let's do that once more. I'm pretty happy with that. Yeah. So thanks for fucking hanging in there and watching this vid. I'm just gonna go and fucking eat these now. So mean, sweet as. Catch you later.